Okay, so we're going to be applying the clay mask today. I'm going to be using the chamomile mask just because Emily is sensitive. So I have these little scoopies, you can probably see here, and they're literally from babies, you know, when you make baby milk, baby bottle milks, yeah? So I just got these scoopies, they're really easy. It gives you about the right amount. 2 of these would be enough for a client's mask for her face or their face. So if you're using 2 masks, you can have 1 scoop, say, of the chamomile, and then maybe 1 scoop of the magnesium. That'd be really good for a dry, mature skin. Okay, so I'll show you again. Okay, so we've got 2 scoops of that. And then we're going to mix it with the active lotion. And today we're going to be using rose water, because that goes really well with the chamomile mask. Okay, so you want a few drops of the rose water into the liquid. Don't put too much in to start with, okay? And you're looking for a consistency of double cream. So you need a little bit more in there. And then using a spatula. You can use your mask brush, but I tend to find that it clogs it up a little bit to start with. So get the mixture going. Obviously you wouldn't make this up over your client's head. I'm just doing this for the camera purpose today. You'd mix this up away from your client. Okay, so I would mix that very slowly to start with, because the powder goes everywhere, and as I said, you would normally mix this up away from your client, and just start to bring the powder and the liquid together. And if you mix it too quickly, the powder will come out of the pot, okay? So just very slowly. When you can see it starting to come together, you can change from your spatula to your mask brush. And you're looking for a consistency of double cream, yeah? Not too wet and not too thick. You want it to be able to spread. Okay? That's a good consistency there. We've got no more lumps. And then we're going to apply the mask. It will be a little bit cold because the rose water's been in the cupboard. It'll be a little bit cold when we mix it on, especially with chamomile 1. We're going to start right the way down the base of the neck, almost onto the décolletage. Draw an outline and using an upwards movement around the face. Okay? You will notice that I am moving my body around to be able to see that I've gone underneath the chin. And then just upwards and outwards. You don't need an extremely thick layer, just enough to cover the client's face. If it's too thick, it takes longer to dry. Be careful around the eyes because it is a setting mask, as I said, and it will dry quite tightly around the eyes. Make sure you go around the mouth as well. Under the nose is another area that's usually forgotten. And when I'm checking your mask application in your assessment, it will be those areas that I'm checking as well, making sure that you have come down the neck low enough, and you've done underneath the chin, the areas that are forgotten, and underneath the nose. And lastly on your client's forehead. Avoid the eyebrow area with the setting mask because they are harder to remove and it will set. If your client's been a chatty client throughout the treatment, this would be the time that you would try to get them to stop talking. Usually the massage stage does that for you, because if they're talking whilst the setting mask is setting, it will crack. That's probably about enough, I would say. Just make sure that's got enough all the way around, and you would leave that on for around 10 minutes. Just going to check I've done underneath. I can see a little bit on the mouth area there, and we'll cover our client's eyes with damp pads to promote a relaxation. Okay, that will just try to help her or him to keep their eyes closed and just to relax. Okay, remember what I said before about the client getting cold. You've just done the massage around the shoulders, so you can bring the towel up around the shoulders to keep them warm. And whilst that mask is on there, we can give a nice scalp massage, or we can just massage around the shoulders, or you can do an arm and hand massage, or you can always massage down the feet. That client is paid for that hour's service, so you're not going to leave them during the mask. You can spend that time just over the top of the towel, is absolutely fine, or a nice scalp massage. Yeah, just relaxing movements. Okay, so that would be about 10 minutes. Okay, so that's been about 10 minutes, and so we're going to remove it. Your client will probably be asleep now, so I just usually put my hands on her shoulders or his shoulders just to kind of let them know I'm back to take their mask off. And remove your damp pads. And we're going to use nice warm water to remove the mask. Okay, you can get the water just as you're about to remove them, because then it will be nice and warm. Okay, you don't want to be putting cold water on there. And what we need to do is try to get the moisture back into the mask before we take it off. It's a little bit different than the setting mask. Okay, so we're going to press gently the sponges into the area before we wipe, because if you just go in and wipe, you'll end up with all of the powder mask all falling into your client's ears and going all over the bed. Okay, and it gets really messy. So just remember that little tip of pressing the sponges in and then giving them a wipe. Yeah, you can probably see, can you see how the moisture is going back into the mask? Okay, keep dipping it in the water and flipping it, dipping it, flipping it, yeah? Press in. The clay masks are harder to remove than the setting masks. You will find that you have clay residue left, so you have to keep going over. But it will come away. And as I said before, it's more of a deep cleansing mask. The clay mask is more of a deep cleansing type. So if you want a nourishing mask, you're usually going to be choosing the non-setting ones. Yeah. So check around the nose, check around the hairline, and keep dipping and flipping your sponges. just around the nostril there. And that looks about right. Okay.